Hey, what's up guys, this is Master Leaf here of the Kane's Wrath video commentary. Just thought I'd throw the quick VOD out here because I have been posting videos less frequently. Anyways, we have Green Zero playing as the green GDI and Dirty Dutch who's playing as the red GDI. And the map is Tournament Dust Bowl, so we're going to make a slight change from Tournament Rift. That map's been pretty revolving around for the last 6 or so games. It's nice to have a change of scenery. So it looks like Dirty Dutch, easily distinguishable by his red colour, is going to be going for an engineer because, hey, why else would you build a barracks on this map? Because the spikes are evenly, the spikes have even distance from both sides, so it's a risk going for them. It looks like Dirty Dutch is willing to take that risk though, and he's going for just a single spike, drafting 5 squads of riflemen. That's quite insane. And I don't think Green Zero is going to even bother going for the spikes, but although I'd have to question his decision going for the power plant first if you're not going for the spikes. I suppose he's trying to kill this engineer as it's going en route to that spike. He does have a garrisonable structure here which does belong to him, and this engineer will get sniped, so that's nice sniping there by Green Zero. That definitely did pay off there, going for the power plant first. He was able to snipe that engineer, and Dirty Dutch, he's going to garrison this structure here. That's going to put him behind, slightly losing that engineer, but nothing major. Green Zero going for an eco boom, while Dirty Dutch is going for an APC to try and even it out a little bit here. He needs to put on some pressure so Green Zero isn't allowed to win with a vastly superior economy. So Green Zero going for his economy now, which I've already mentioned. And Dirty Dutch going for an APC, loading it with a engineer. I suppose he's not concerned about Green Zero trying to send a squad there to kill his engineer. He's going to cover this engineer in the APC so he can grab this spike here. There is a garrisonable structure that is captured by Green Zero, but that will not have sufficient range to take out the engineer, which will now reclaim the spike. So it looks like Dirty Dutch has been able to dig a foxhole in Green Zero's base, so he will reveal the shroud here for a short period of time, providing that Green Zero cleans it up shortly. They really are quite a pain and a nuisance really for GDI to take care of those, but the Harvester's guns are in range and they're doing considerable damage to that foxhole, and it will get de-garrisoned shortly. Dirty Dutch, he's gone 3 Harvesters. He's probably going to place his second ref any moment. He's not really far behind, what actually is, because Green Zero's on 5 Harvesters and he's probably halfway done on his 3rd refinery. So Dirty Dutch definitely has to make something happen here with his units. He's got 1 Predator tank, 1 APC. I'm assuming that's the APC that captured the spike and had the engineer garrisoned inside of it. Green Zero placing down his 3rd refinery and powering it down. Probably going to be building a power plant, and there we go. Where is Dirty Dutch? Is MCV? MCV is on the move to his expansion, and Green Zero, it looks like you're continually going for an eco boom. Dirty Dutch was able to claim both of the Tiberium spikes, and he is now sending some units around this side of the map, possibly to try and do some harassment on Green Zero. Green Zero knows that he has an advantage now, so he's going to make the most of it, capitalizing on his advantage and just go pure out eco. And what's this here? APC engineer, and this is exactly what Green Zero likes to do. But the question is, will he be going for Dirty Dutch's base or for the tip spike? Which would be the wise choice? I suppose it wouldn't really matter, but I don't think Green Zero is seeing these pit bulls coming. They just came straight out of nowhere, and they will destroy this harvester. There's nothing here to prevent these harvesters from being destroyed by the pit bulls here, and 2 harvesters are going to go down. So Green Zero just lost 2 harvesters there unless he's got a counterattack going on elsewhere, but it doesn't look like it. Dirty Dutch really needed that to come back into this game, and both sides are on equal footing now, although Green Zero could be floating some money, I reckon, but his refineries indicate that he is not floating any money, or else you'll see these green bars rise. Anyways, Dirty Dutch is going for an expansion now. He's got his 3rd refinery up, and he is doing a good job in coming back into this game after losing that engineer and then subsequently being behind by a refinery and a couple harvesters. Just shows you what such a big damage that can do in the early game, because he made so many rifleman squad as well to accompany that engineer, and losing it was just catastrophic. Anyways, that APC engineer of Green Zero was trying to capture this MCV. I think Dirty Dutch should definitely sell this power plant. That would be the logical choice, but the engineer will get taken out anyhow by the pit bulls. Pit bulls are an overwhelming force there, and the engineer will get taken out. So Green Zero not quite getting that MCV, although if he got that, that would be just absolutely GG right there. He's going for Orcas, and Orcas I reckon is a good counter, but Dirty Dutch already has a ample force of pit bulls to deal with any aircraft that pose a threat to him. And he's Green Zero's setting up his economy once more, moving his MCV. I don't think Orcas is the correct choice for Green Zero, because these pit bulls gonna make short work of them, and I think that Dirty Dutch has eyes throughout most of the map, or maybe not. Green Zero still has control of that garrisonable structure. He is moving his MCV towards the third green field, blue field. And Dirty Dutch going for infantry. It's a very slow force this, but I'm not entirely sure what he's hoping to accomplish with that. Maybe he's hoping to push Green Zero from this base here. I really don't know what else he has in mind. It looks like he is indeed going for Green Zero's base. He's sending a lot of those rockets towards Green Zero's third expansion. Good awareness by Dirty Dutch. And Green Zero only has a handful of tanks here to prevent him from destroying that MCV. He doesn't look like he's got AP ammo, and I think Dirty Dutch is working on the upgrade, and yes he is. Composite armor, it is composite armor, is upgraded, and that will make the rockets extremely powerful. Even with AP ammo, it will take a lot of it to bring down those rocket squads. And the Pred tanks are on the retreat. These Pred tanks here hoping to crush the infantry, but not quite doing so. Predator tanks going down. Green Zero, you need some tech immediately. It looks like the Orcas there trying to take out some of the harvesters, but failing to do so. He needs to get a sonic emitter up at least to try and deal with this here. Going for an armory, perhaps he is thinking on going sniper teams. This MCV though is fenced, and that will allow it to soak some damage up. Predator tanks are coming in to reinforce for Green Zero, but I think there's just too many rockets here for him to deal with, to be honest. And those Predator tanks will get destroyed, and this barracks along with the Pred tanks is going down as well. It looks like Green Zero has a structure queued, but he's not placing it just yet. Just a power plant. He wouldn't place a ref in this situation. It would be not a wise move. Watchtowers are up for Green Zero, but he does not have AP ammo, and without AP ammo, these infantry forces are going to do a ton of damage to him. And as you can see, it's taken a long time just to even shoot down a single squad of these upgraded infantry. And he does have sniper teams. There is no infantry except anti-infantry except this rifleman squad in the foxhole, but that's not going to be enough, and Green Zero is able to hold that attack there. That's very nice work by Green Zero. Surprisingly, being able to defend off against that. It didn't look like he was going to have any hopes of winning that there, but he does, and his MCV is safe. It is expanded, and he's probably working on a refinery now. Could probably transfer some of these harvesters over quickly, because he would be out of Tiberium any moment, momentarily. And Green Zero's Orcas are coming in, probably going to snipe down 3 harvesters unless they have hard points, in which case they will destroy even more harvesters. But Dirty Dutch has Orcas of his own, and they will go for Green Zero's economy. And it looks like one of the Orcas has ventured too far forward from the rest of his buddies. Still, Green Zero going to be sniping down these harvesters. Very efficient micro of the Orcas, not overkilling any of those harvesters. And he will get 3 harvesters, and possibly a 4th one if this Orca strike manages to hit that harvester, which is unloading its tib at the moment. What's happening here? Pitbull's coming in, trying to snipe down this harvester, and they get the harvester. War Factory remains here for Green Zero, and more harvesters being destroyed. So both sides' economy taking casualties and losses here. The Orcas, not a good place to land, to be honest. Not at all a good place. Those pitbulls are just sitting there for them to land, and they will all get murdered on the deck, except maybe 2. He could save this one here, and he rightfully does save it. And Dirty Dutch, he has an airfield, but that lucky shot from the Shatterer. I'm surprised I noticed it's the APC engineer almost capturing the airfield. If he'd done that, that would have been crazy, because he would have been able to kill some of those Shatterer tanks and then landed on his own airfield. That would not have been good for Dirty Dutch. Dirty Dutch just moving his MCV now. It looks like he used a crane, or not a crane, a surveyor to expand there. Let me just double check. Yeah, he must have done so, because his MCV has not moved an inch. It looks like Green Zero has gone for ceramic armor. He's being under immense pressure here, but he does have a good economy set up. Green Zero not being able to do much to Dirty Dutch except for the occasional Orca raid, but the Orcas of Dirty Dutch coming in, wasting those Orcas there, and he's likely going to lose all of his Orcas, and one just does survive there. Double ref up for Dirty Dutch. Dirty Dutch, what are you going for? You got Shatterer tanks and Predators, extremely powerful against infantry and vehicles. That's quite a good composition you've got there. Maybe include some rifleman squads to bolster its anti-infantry capabilities, so you don't have more than just area of effect damage. And these Orcas by Green Zero going to snipe these harvesters. More harvesters going down. So many harvesters in this game being destroyed, and the Shatterer tanks are just going to milk these infantry forces. And there we go. There is even a lone sniper team which will get destroyed. So Green Zero, what are you going for now, buddy? It looks like you have no war factories, so you need to build one of those. At least build a war factory. Okay, maybe airfield is a good counter. Going for dual airfield Orca, extremely wise decision, as there are no anti-aircraft and you're dealing with a lot of forces here which your infantry and tanks could probably never ever hope to take on. And Green Zero is going to take a lot of these Shatterer tanks out. I think 5 Shatterers barely are able to kill the Shatterer tanks. And what's happening at the same time, Dirty Dutch setting up his economy. Both the refineries are taken out, so Dirty Dutch putting some immense pressure onto Green Zero. Green Zero being barely able to hold on to this base, and he will likely get his MCV destroyed. There is just 2 Shatterer tanks and a Predator tank remaining. Will he get this MCV? I don't think so. The Orcas are rearming themselves from the airfield, and Dirty Dutch, he has only 1 refinery there. Probably must have accidentally sold a ref. There is a engineer here which will capture this tip spike, so Green Zero will no longer be on 2 spikes. Both sides have had 2 spikes this game. Green Zero must have recaptured them not so long ago. And Green Zero going heavy on the Orcas. He's probably going for another refinery. He desperately needs to go for another refinery. But Dirty Dutch, if he is paying attention, can probably snipe down this Orca on the deck, and that is extremely good marker by Dirty Dutch, being able to do that. And Dirty Dutch going for infantry and pit bulls, extremely good against Orcas. But Green Zero is willing to suicide those Orcas in there to kill the harvesters, and Dirty Dutch, he is on just 2 harvesters, and Green Zero is on just 1 harvester. So quite a minimalistic game now, I'd say. Both sides are dying by the looks of things. There is just 1 Predator tank here. Both sides have Orcas. It looks like that Green Zero has a superior count of Orcas, but Dirty Dutch has some pit bulls, a lot of pit bulls here. He could probably go into Green Zero's base and disrupt these Orcas from rearming themselves. But this Predator tank will get destroyed, and these harvesters need to be extremely well looked after. And Green Zero, his best option at the moment is to go for rockets, but there is just not enough rockets to deal with Dirty Dutch's armored forces, which are, where are the pit bulls? The pit bulls are around here somewhere. Yeah, here they are. Pit bulls defending off against the harvesters. The harvesters, speaking of which, are being destroyed. So Green Zero taking out some harvesters here. Orcas definitely the favorite unit by both sides in this game, doing a ton of damage. Nice micro there. Selecting 2 of his Orcas so to finish off that harvester, not really overkilling. And Dirty Dutch, he's got 3 Orcas here, which will probably destroy this harvester. I don't honestly see that harvester making it out alive, and there it goes. That's unfortunate. So how is Green Zero doing for economy? He's only got 1 harvester. Dirty Dutch, he has his MCV still intact. Didn't bother to sell that despite the circumstances. I would have definitely sold it by now. And this infantry is going to destroy this airfield. That's a nice decision by Dirty Dutch to destroy that, as Green Zero's Orca count will be reduced to 4 because there is only 1 airfield, and I don't think he has the funds to replace the airfields because he has no command post, and that takes a long time to build, really. So Dirty Dutch going for 3 orcas. Still 3 orcas for Dirty Dutch. Both sides have 1 spike. This is extremely close now. I wonder who will make the right decisions in this game. Who knows? The orcas coming in, probably not the best idea to get engaged the pit bulls, although he probably didn't see those pit bulls in the fog. And Green Zero, what are you going to go for now? There's no harvesters to speak of except this one here, and Dirty Dutch is protecting it with a single battalion of pit bulls, and that's going to be enough really. Green Zero does have a lot of orcas, and he's powering down his airfield. I wonder what that he's going for now, and his harvester will get destroyed. So Green Zero, if he loses his harvester, he'll have no economy except this 1 spike. His economy will be powered just by 1 spike. And I think that's going to put him out of the game. As long as Dirty Dutch keeps this harvester alive, I do not see Green Zero making a comeback out of this game here. And an extremely good game this is indeed. I will rub this game. Dirty Dutch selling off his refinery. He has kept this harvester alive, and if this is another harvester, which it will probably be, then Green Zero is in a lot of trouble. He needs to make something happen with these orcas, and he needs to make it happen now. There is 4 or 5 rocket squads by Dirty Dutch, and that's not what Green Zero wants to see at the moment, but he will take them all out with these rifleman squads. And he does have 4 orcas, and they need to go on a suicide raid to kill as many harvesters here as possible. At best, kill all of them. Green Zero trying to make some money from the spike. Nice decision of Dirty Dutch to reclaim the spike here, or else Green Zero would have probably had that harvester out sooner and made this game even closer than it is now. Green Zero's engineer probably got it on a waypoint around here to try and take this MCV. If he got that, that would have been just devastating for Dirty Dutch, although Dirty Dutch does have a war factory conveniently placed at his secondary expansion. And Green Zero, wise player, going for the harvesters, but I don't think he has enough here to destroy that harvester. Unfortunately, that harvester was able to survive, and that isn't good for Green Zero, and he has a lot of pit bulls here to deal with, and I think this is all over for Green Zero. He does have 1 harvester and 1 refinery, but against these odds, I don't think he has any hope of winning, and I would expect to see him sell his war factory and refinery any moment. But that was a very nice comeback by Dirty Dutch, coming out of that victorious after losing his engineer in the start. Nice choice in going for the pitbull raid in the beginning, getting those 2 harvesters, which really put him on equal level as Green Zero. Green Zero foolish enough to let that happen in the end, but every player makes his mistakes and pays for it. And Green Zero definitely did pay for it, and there is 2 harvesters here, so Dirty Dutch, he's doing good for economy, and he will soon out-eco Dirty Dutch unless Green Zero can destroy these orcas and somehow get another harvester. But I don't think it's going to turn out so well for Green Zero now. There is another harvester here which looks like it's bugged. It's not doing anything. It's got a partially full load of Tiberium, and that engineer unfortunately being destroyed, or being killed rather. That was Green Zero's only last hope, really. If he captured that MCV, then he probably would have had a great chance in having a comeback here. But the pitbull numbers of Dirty Dutch are way too high for Green Zero, and Green Zero, he's just on 1 harvester still. And what more is there to add now? I think this just about wraps it up. Dirty Dutch, he could end the game right now if he so desires, but he will continue to stay in the defensive. I don't blame him. It's better to be safe than sorry, as they say. But Green Zero going for another harvester. He's not just out of it yet. He's bringing in these small loads of tip. Not exactly ideal. Dirty Dutch probably got another rev queued though, and that is really not good at all for Green Zero. Dirty Dutch got an unusual combination here, although it is just basically everything that he has stuck together with some duct tape. So we got some rifleman squads and pitbulls. Not a combo you see often, but it is quite an effective combo, especially as your opponent has nothing to deal with it. Infantry is not a counter here because the rifleman squads are in great numbers, and yeah, Green Zero has been defeated. So that was a pretty good game. I enjoyed watching that, and obviously it had Green Zero in it. It's going to be despising me. He's like, oh yeah, screw you, Master Chief. After doing this game, keeps voting my losses and whatnot. But I didn't do that. I didn't do this VOD on purpose just to aggravate you, Green Zero. Why would I do that? So Green Zero, in the end, he had a good chance of winning, but Dirty Dutch done an excellent Pitbull raid there, and his Orca micro generally by both players was pretty good. Structures tab, we see that Green Zero was ahead in structures in the beginning, putting all of his money into infrastructure but not into units, and he paid for that because Dirty Dutch was working on Pitbulls, and that was the correct way to go. Anyways, this is Master Chief, if we're not playing Halo here, Master Chief, and if you thought this video was entertaining, then please don't forget to like it, and I'll endeavor to bring more content in the future. Peace out in the future.